a current planetary influences update. Our sun is currently finishing up its transit through the sign of Aquarius. It will complete that transit and head into Pisces on February 19th. For those of you who are Pisces, you can check back on the channel next week for your birthday video reading. Our moon at the recording of this video is in Sagittarius in its last quarter phase. And that is a phase of completion and basically holding a state of gratitude. I've been doing astrology for about 20 years, and when people ask me about using astrology on a daily basis, it's the moon that we watch. Most of the other planets all move so slowly that their changes take a lot of time for us to feel. But the moon changes sign every 3.5 days. So we tend to feel that, and on a more day-to-day basis, tracking the moon is where we're going to see the benefit of astrology, I think, the most. So this is why I track the moon. I like to know what sign she's in. I especially like to know what phase she's in, because I can time important things in my life according to the phase that she's in. So that's a little bit about the moon. And as it says on your screen, if you want to follow the moon like I do and be apprised of those updates, including general energy readings for those periods, then you'll want to subscribe. All right, next up is Mercury. And Mercury began its retrograde, the first retrograde of 2020, today, the date that I'm recording this video, which is February 16th. And Mercury will be in its retrograde or out of phase through March 14th. This retrograde will be occurring in the signs of Aquarius, an air sign, and Pisces, the water sign, which will be encouraging us to seek deeper meaning and also address deep emotional issues, wounds, and miscommunications. Take note of the house or houses of your chart where this will be taking place. And this will give you a hint of what areas of your life will be highlighted during the retrograde. If you don't yet have your astrological birth chart, you will need your time of birth, and you can go to astro.com or cafeastrology.com, plug in some information, and it will show you your birth chart. And then you will be able to determine which houses Aquarius and Pisces rule in your birth chart, and then have a better understanding of what areas of your life Mercury and his mischievousness will be up to for the next 3 weeks. Next up is Venus. Venus is in Aries. She moved out of the creative, intuitive, sensitive Pisces waters on February 7th. She will remain here in Aries until March 4th. This transit calls us into ourselves. It asks us to put ourselves first, to meet our own needs, and to be willing to give ourselves what we can't seem to access or receive anywhere else. It is a potent reminder of the power of self-love and self-care, and how, without filling our own cup first, we cannot expect to be able to fill anyone else's. Use this period to explore what you like and what you need and want, and what brings you pleasure and joy. This can show up sexually, sensually, financially, emotionally, and through self-care and self-talk. Cultivate a passionate relationship with yourself and use that fire to ignite other aspects of your life. And last up for the inner planets is Mars. Just today, Mars moved into the sign of Capricorn. Mars in Capricorn is a time of strengthening our forces. It's about using our energy, focus, motivation, and will to create something long-lasting for ourselves and our future stability. It will be joining Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn in the sign of the Goat to help us gather the inspiration and bursts of energy to keep ourselves going and move forward on projects and tasks that will help us to create a long-term foundation and put the pillars in place that are needed to sustain ourselves. Questions to ask yourself during this 6-week period: what have you been putting off doing or resisting or telling yourself you'll get to when you have more time? Something that if you began implementing over the next 6 weeks would make a massive difference in your long-term financial well-being and future. Mars helps to give us the push we need to take action. If you have been focusing more on short-term survival or just getting done what's in front of you, but don't have a long-term plan to get yourself out of living paycheck to paycheck, or are unable to take time off because everything revolves around you, then this is the kick in the pants you need to think outside the box and start putting pieces in place to help change that. Take time over the next 6 weeks to implement something that can begin to replace you, give you time off, or create additional income for you so that you can really begin building your future for the long term. That's a wrap for the energy update for this period. I thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Up next is your health and wellness reading. Namaste. Hello, Earth Collective, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. It's Meta. You're back at Modern Day Meta. I thank you for coming to check out your health and wellness reading for mid-February 2020. I have shuffled and prayed over the cards ahead of time so I can spend more time delivering message from spirit and less time actually showing you me shuffling the cards. I will be doing a little bit of shuffling though. So today's reading again is about health and wellness. It is for our Earth Sign Collective for the last half of February 2020. Book ended between 2 oracle card drawings. Will be a selection from my medicine decks, the stone deck, the plant and sea life deck, and the essential oil deck, and we will wrap up with an affirmation deck. So, earth signs, please. What will they be dealing with, Spirit, for the next 2 weeks? What will our earth signs be looking at, dealing with energetically? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Grabbing that one. And let's see. Water sign or earth signs, please. Earth signs. Earth
Collective, mid-February 2020. Spirit, what rock medicine would you recommend for our Earth Collective for the last half of February? Got 2 there. I'm going to take the top one. And thank you, Spirit. Earth Sign Collective, please. What plant essence or sea life essence, Spirit, would you recommend for Spirit? Wow. This one just popped out for fire signs. It's pretty crazy. Earth signs, Spirit, please recommend an essential oil for our Earth Sign Collective for the last half of February 2020. What essential oil will support the energies the Earth Collective will be assimilating? Thank you, Spirit. All right, that one seems to be the one. And finally, we'll pull from the Affirmators. I am using a love and relationship deck in honor of B-Day, of course. Spirit, general message, please, for our Earth Sign Collective. Thank you. Last half of February. And there it is. All right. Let's see, Earth babies, what you got. Inspired Juggler. I actually have received this card before. I loved the image of it. Looks like to me clearly inspiration. I see a lot of different ideas. Let's see what Debbie says. You were born to organize. You are the multitasking extraordinaire that others wish they could be. You have an astonishing ability to be able to keep all the balls in the air at once. Wow. The vibration of control whilst in chaos is your key to success. It is balance within the confusion and disorder. Be amazed and don't underestimate what you can truly achieve. All right, Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. This doesn't surprise me. Virgo is like the queen and king of organization. Very, very good at analyzing and dissecting and putting everything into its little place. So this kind of makes sense for the earth signs. Organization sometimes is a natural skill for them, for the earth babies. So let's see what else, what other messages Spirit has for you, Earth Collective. And let's check out your rock medicine. Isn't this beautiful? I already know what this is. Hiddenite. It's called Hiddenite. And I'll read it to you. What it is, a variety of spodumene. I hope I'm saying spodumene. Hiddenite's green aura emulates the warm and fuzzies. If you tap into the stone's frequency and feel the buzz, you might have a big heart. Use it. Who needs it? French existentialists, future trippers, and bad romantics. And where to put it? Hiddenite, like its cuddly pink cousin kunzite, should be aimed at the heart. And when to use it? When you find yourself stuck in the past and too focused on the future. Hiddenite is down to make the most of every moment. If you're in a rut, call on Hiddenite to help you love your way out of it. All right, so Spirit, this is the suggestion for rock medicine to help you with your inspired juggling and organizational act, Earth babies. From the flower realm, flower and sea life, this is interesting. As I said, this one literally just popped out for fire, the Fire Collective, which I just read prior to you. Did shuffle everything up really good, and you watch me shuffle again, and boom, it pops up. So a message from Spirit regarding this flower essence. It's called Pearly Everlasting. Keyword here is about devotion, and the message is many forms, one self. Do you think that you could love another more easily than this one? The next one will offer the same challenges. They are a reflection of you. Be devoted to yourself in form, within and without. So activated by this are the chakra, the third eye and the navel chakras. The meridians activated by this energy or resonance is liver and gallbladder, and this is connected with the element of wood. I mentioned I see green. That makes me think of the heart chakra and basically loving yourself first. That's the strong message I get from this. Pearly everlasting. You got to love you. You can't chase it down in another person. You got to start with yourself. So, and essential oils. Spirit is recommending ginger to our earth babies. Look at that color. Very earthy to me. This golden kind of color. And it actually is, these are the stones that I pulled out for the fire babies. My sort of red and gold stones. Let's see what this card message says and talks about. Keyword here is will. And the message is, you are strong and capable. With gratitude, optimism, and action, manifest the life you desire. I love this. So the ego or trigger statement that you're supposed to be on the watch out for here, Earth Collective, is, I am a victim. And you're encouraged by Spirit to turn this around and turn it into, instead, I am powerful beyond measure. So again, ginger is the essential oil that's being recommended to you, Earth Collective, for the next 2 weeks to support you with the organization and juggling, inspired juggling act that you will be about. And finally, your last message from Spirit, wrapping up your general health and wellness reading for the last 2 weeks of February 2020, is wholeness. And this says, I am complete, whole, and filled with love. I have everything I need. If I ask or look for more, I'm ignoring the love and gifts that are already in my life. Instead, I'll be grateful and acknowledge that anything else would be extra icing on life's cake. And the tiny, tiny printing, FYI, to whoever is listening, extra icing is totally welcome, as it's obviously the most delicious part. There it is, Earth babies. Thank you so much for tuning in again for another health and wellness reading. If you found any part of this video to resonate with you, I would sure enjoy hearing from you in the comments about that. You can like and subscribe and be sure to be notified when you do of the next health and wellness reading or many of the other posts I do between like Chasing the Moon. So that's it, Earth babies. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Namaste.